So welcome there, folks. Quiz night tonight. So hope you brought your thinking caps with you. It's geologically related. I have nothing to do with it tonight. So it's custom made from the professor there. Um, Couple things before we get into our intro that came to light, like today, I believe Renee was doing some searching on the internet today and found a couple of items of interest. Um, I'm going to share one with you, and she has one to share. And the one article that came out today has to do with if you don't know, the theory of very, very early Earth, before Earth was Earth. Um, we were a big gas ball, and we were hit by a body the size of about Mars, called today, we call it Theia. We were hit by Theia that's dumped a lot of debris into space and knocked us around severely. And part of the Earth that got flung off into space became our moon. But this new article in a professional geology journal, written by MIT professors, has now they claim that they have found original material of early Earth before we were really Earth. First time ever in rocks within Greenland, Canada. Um, they say it's highly class. It's high potassium. Sorry, high potassium. Uh, and there's been no other rock or meteorite ever examined with this chemistry in it. So they really feel it's very, very early pre-Earth material that somehow has um, preserved itself. They would have thought they were thinking by now all the early stuff has been regenerated and made into something else. So maybe we'll follow that along. And it's actually if you can search a journal. Let me get it here real quick. It's in the oh, hey, Nature Geoscience magazine. Nature Geoscience, October edition, October 14th edition. So anyway, some very, very old stuff being found there. Renee, over to you. You got one.
So, over in sub-Saharan Africa and the Middle East, this is the biologist in me trying to tackle some geology and put the two together. And over in the Middle East and sub-Saharan Africa, they have little rabbit-sized creatures that are kind of furry and short-legged and thick with no tail that are actually closely related to elephants, that they're called rock hyraces. And there's a place called the African Center for Coastal Paleoscience that studies tracks and traces in fossils. So rather than just looking for fossils of the critter, they're looking for the footprints and things like that, which they found tracks, fossilized tracks of these rock hyraces that date back 76,000 years. But they recently, this past week, discovered the first ever recorded fossil of a butt drag, which, if anyone has a dog, you're probably familiar with what a butt drag is, where they drag their behind across the ground. Apparently, they were doing it on the sand out in these rocky outcrops where they live 126,000 years ago, and left the track plus a little bit of poop in the middle, which is how they figured out what it was. Just kind of cool. And in reading up on that, the little critters actually kind of have like communal bathrooms on their rock outcrops, and the urine and the excremental mix together and form rocks that they actually use for medicine. over there. They consider it a threatened non-renewable resource because it's a limited supply because there's only a limited number of animals. But that was pretty cool that we found a new kind of fossil that came from a critter dragging its butt across the sand.
A butt drag. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not sure why the critter does it, but I would imagine it had an itchy behind.
Speaking of articles, this just came to my mind. It's been in the news quite a bit this week. The uh, the old infamous human foot tracks with dinosaur tracks down in Texas again. I thought they had. I thought a few years ago they disclaimed all that and said the human tracks were fake and all that, but now it's back in the news again that possible human tracks uh, are found with dinosaur tracks. So there's some belief that the human tracks, and I put that in quotes, are actually weathered dinosaur tracks, but they are fossilized in limestone. So keep that in your headlines too. All right. Anything else there, Renee?
Um, I don't think so. Oh, I know you're gonna be talking about an album store in a little bit. Have you collected any new albums like Neil Cole lately?
Yeah, actually, I got a nice collection of Neil Cole albums. I don't know if anybody ever heard of Neil Cole, but they turned into Neil Diamond because after Neil Diamond, he couldn't take the pressure anymore, so it became Cole to Diamond. I gotta draw pictures. People weren't getting it. All right, good try. We'll do that again. Okay, let's go on here. Our traditional keep everybody happy tonight with sponsors. Can you believe this is the 155th episode? 155th. Everybody can see that, right? Episode 155, if you're new to this, started in April of 2020 with COVID, and we've gone to twice a month in the last couple of years instead of every Tuesday. So co-hosted by Renee Wagner and myself, Jerry Jones. And we're always sponsored, as we are, by Litter Architect, Lake Havasu City, Arizona, where the weather is pretty nice right now. And the Buttonwood Nature Center in Waynesboro. I saw a couple of posts from Buttonwood this week, and they are overloaded with school kids. I mean, they're putting through uh, several hundred school kids a week, at least that, doing all kind of studies between water study and leaves and trees, everything else. So Buttonwood is up and running and having a great old time. Speaking of doing that, here's two events that you might want to take in. Uh, Pumpkin Floral Arrangement Workshop. We have some floral arrangement people in the room tonight. I do know. Uh, they're doing this Friday at Church of the Apostles. You do have to pre-register, so if you do want to take this workshop, go to their website or Facebook page and register and make your way over to the Church of the Apostles in Waynesboro this Friday. And then November 22nd at Buttonwood itself, Finding Fall at Buttonwood. You have Nature Treasures Adventures. It's a deluxe scavenger hunt is what that's going to turn out to be. So you can check out all their events. ButtonwoodNatureCenter.org. Uh, they're mighty fine to us. Renee, you want to talk about retro?
I'm sure they have some of Neil Diamond's albums over there.
I imagine.
Or maybe Neil Cole's. I don't know how far back it goes. Pressure might have got it. And, yeah, Retro Rocks over in Lancaster has, all things musical CDs, new and used vinyl, as well as lots of fossils, gemstones, minerals, lots of cool clothing, scents, and soaps. So if you like tie-dye and things that smell like they should be tie-dyed, that's the place to go.
And they have this a special exhibit for October, November, I mean, for citrine.
The train.
Yeah. So you have this for sale since it's the gem of the month. I have another one here too. There you go. They have the end of the year clearances going on, so pick up some cheap minerals and fossils, seashells in the whole store. So
Gonna
stop
get
at
Jerry's
Retro
Christmas
Rocks
present.
on Columbia Avenue, and Renee and I will get there one day. Renee will get there one day. I've been there a couple times. Okay, here's our schedule for the rest of the year. That sounds like a long time, but it's only actually 2 months. Tonight's the general geology quiz. November 18th, I'll be doing the Cornwall Iron Mines, which is a new PowerPoint. I actually just showed it this past Thursday for the Lancaster Fossil and Mineral Club, Lancaster County Fossil and Mineral Club. Uh, December 2nd, Sim Suter of the now retired of the Pennsylvania Geologic Survey. Waterfalls of Pennsylvania. That's going to be really cool. And then December 16th, our annual Christmas party online. I know we have a lot of creative people in the audience tonight, our lovely Zoom Rock Room members, and anybody wants to do a rating about the holidays or tell a story about the holidays. It could even be a family tradition. Please don't be shy. We'll be seeking you to participate somehow if you really, really want to, sort of thing.
Mhm.
We do have some future programs into 2026. Um, we have somebody from Pine Grove Furnace who wants to do a program on the iron uh, mining of South Mountain. And also, we're in the process of putting together a PowerPoint show of a local gentleman that lives in York County, um, who has one of the oldest hand axe collection in the world. I'm talking about hand axes that go back, he says, 30,000 years. So we made the deal. We would do the photography uh, and put together a PowerPoint. He is actually working on a book to publish. So hopefully in early 2026, we'll have all that together and he'll be on with us to tell you what hand axes he has and where they came from. That's really cool too. All right. Renee, you want to go over this real quick?
Yep. Just a few programs coming up in November. November's when we kind of catch our breath. So my coworkers got some kids programs and a light fitness walk this week. I have a park history. Oh, and you can come see if you can identify my skulls for me this week too. That'll be
Oh,
fun. Actually, that's next week. I'm on vacation this weekend coming up. This next weekend, sorry. Oh, and
vacation
the Scat
again.
Chat on the 22nd is one of my all-time favorite programs. You can come make life-size animal poop with me. Since we were talking about butt drags. I whip out the homemade Play-Doh recipe.
Oh, oh my. And bears for kids.
Yeah, that's one of Kelsey's. So if you got littles in your life, bring them over. They have a blast with it. They always have some kind of activity and craft and sometimes a story. You never know.
You gonna have any live bears walking through the park?
We have them for about 3 weeks now.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, so some cool stuff going on at Cadorus Park. The park's history should be a good one too, sort of thing. And I promised our friend Tom Smith to put this in. A couple of you I know participate in Tom's couple times a year yard and garage sale. His winter one's coming up December 5th and 6th up in Shippensburg. He has a huge collection of stuff that he does want to sell. And I guess he was at the swap and sale last week at South Mountain. Steve, you want to? How was that? How was the South Mountain swap, Steve?
It was nice. I was there and I set up a couple of tables. I hadn't been there in like the last 2 years. Just had something coming up every time the show was scheduled. But Tom was there. I think it was well attended. Lots of people inside and outside. There was a nice assortment of rocks, minerals, fossils, um, old geological publications, maps, jewelry. It was really nice, but it was very chilly in the morning. It was cold, especially when you get there. You got to get there early. We were there at 5:30 in the morning to get tables inside the pavilion, and it filled up quickly. But it was a nice day, and I may see Tom before his yard sale. Uh,
Oh, okay.
I take a ride. Yeah, I take a ride down to Shippensburg once in a while to see him, and we swap stuff back and forth. So yeah,
All right. My wife and I actually got to see Steve and meet his wife in Gettysburg last week for dinner one night. That was nice, a nice socialization. I Not often I can sit down with Steve and face to face and actually see him. So that was a nice evening out before they went to South Mountain Fairgrounds. So
yeah,
appreciate
was a
the
nice evening, a nice dinner. Trying to
it
get
was.
it was parents' weekend at Gettysburg College, which we didn't realize, and it wasn't a bad wait for the restaurants, 6.5 to 7 hours. Not quite that bad, but
It
we
might
did
as well
manage to
been.
get in.
We found one that wasn't quite as bad as that long. So yeah, appreciate the opportunity. And the friends at Edelman Fossil Park and Museum that was on did the program here last month. They got they got honored this last couple weeks. Uh, the newspaper in Philadelphia has recognized Edelman for the number one reason to cross over the bridge. I'm saying cross over the bridge, cross over the Delaware into New Jersey from Philadelphia. And and the number one reason is to go to Edelman Fossil Park. So uh big rise for them with their publicity and the Rowan University. So they got a little extra recognition there. So again, there's a few people in the room who have been to Edelman, I know. So anyway, all right. Why I stopped sharing? Anybody have a story about? Did you see Comet Lemon? Anybody? There's one guy in here. Better speak up.
Yes, we did it. I got it on my Sea Star. I got a photograph.
Oh, is that right? Well, yeah,
Nice.
okay. Yes, that's right. I did see your picture. That's right. Yep.
Too cloudy. I gave up.
You gave up. Yeah, that's the problem too. No, Ken Fraser got a picture of it also, didn't you, Ken? Oh, he may not be with us. I know.
I'm with you. I just got to run across the room to unmute, but yep, I got a
Oh,
picture of it.
yep. So,
Pretty
yep.
cool.
So, thanks for spotting it. Yeah, weather was a problem. Yes, you're right. Sort of thing. So, all right. We do have a couple of new people in here, and I do thank Renee for getting Jamie in here uh, through the park program. So Jamie is brand new, and we are being recorded, Jamie. So you can go back and have the quiz, give the quiz to somebody else after tonight. Just go to our website. I'll tell you how to get there later on. All right, so it is now time for quiz night. So I'm going to turn it over to Steve. You should be able to share.
Share the screen.
Yep.
Okay.
And people grab your paper or pencil. Steve will give you all the rules and regulations. Renee and I may help with scoring here. We'll see how this goes.
Renee doesn't want to score herself.
Oh.
I'll score for you.
Okay, so before I share the screen, we'll just say that there's 25 questions. They're all multiple choice. You can just write down the letter of your choice. I'll give you about 15 seconds for each question. That way we have enough time to go through the question and the answer. And here are the prizes that we have. Well, we have a prize for first place, second place, and third place. And you get to choose from the following. So one of the prizes is, I've got a little plastic display box here filled with Oreodont bones from the Brule Formation in Nebraska. We've got some leg bones and some teeth in there. So a nice little collection of bones of Oreodont. We have a nice big complete trilobite from the Ordovician of Morocco. A an amethyst from Uruguay, an amethyst stand-up will sit on the desk. Small little amethyst cathedral. A piece that I cut and polished, tiger iron from the Pilbara region of northwest Australia, over 2.5 billion years old. Some people think this might be replaced stromatolite. What else? We have an Cleanoceras ammonite in a free-floating silicon frame with a really, really nice, it's the entire shell, and it's been polished. You can see the beautiful suture pattern on it. And then, Jerry, you're going to have to remind me where this came from. I just got this at the Mineral Show last week. It was a field trip that I think the Franklin County Mineral Club took last week. It's white marble
Oh,
from a
Cockeysville.
quarry over
Cock-
by Baltimore, and it's got
Cockeysville.
some really nice pyrite and chalcopyrite in it. So it's a nice display piece between the white marble and the metallic pyrite chalcopyrite. So first place, you'll be able to pick first place, second place, and then third place. So that being said, let's see. Hopefully this will work. And we'll go view full screen. And can everyone see that?
You're good.
We're good. Okay, so we're on the honor system, of course. I know we're good with that. You just keep track of your own score. And then we'll report it out at the end of the 25 questions. So the best score would be 25 out of 25. They are geology questions, not necessarily some of them are trivia. Some are, most of them are general geological knowledge. So here we go. And hopefully this will work correctly. And if you were listening to the introduction, Jerry gave away one of the answers
Uh-oh.
to my questions when he was talking about the formation of the moon. So while the rest of the introduction was going on, I opened up the presentation and I had to change that question. I should have left it, and we could have seen if people were paying attention. So let's go to question number one. Oh, all right. Well, I guess I have to click on that. All right. All the questions are multiple choice. And question number one, what type of fault is this a diagram of? Is it a reverse fault, Is it a strike slip fault, a right lateral fault, or a normal fault? So question number one, what type of fault is this? A, B, C, or D? And I have the little stopwatch here that I know I'll forget to run. Jerry, you could help me out with that too. I figured about 15 seconds per question. And
I'll
so
help you.
what was that?
I'll help you. Go ahead.
Sure. Yep. I'm timing it now. We're about 15 seconds now, and I started it late. So, okay. So, the answer is D. That is a normal fault. And the reason it's a normal fault is because here's the fault plane. This is the hanging block or the hanging wall, and this is the foot wall. And when the hanging wall moves down, that's a normal fault. So, number one was D. Here's question number two. Which English geologist created this map of England, Wales, and southern Scotland in 1815, and it has been called the map that changed the world? It is the first time a geological map had been made of an entire country. And this is way before, my goodness, satellite photographs, the internet, and this pretty well-known geologist in geologic history mapped England, Wales, and southern Scotland. And there's actually a book by that title by Simon Winchester, and the book is titled The Map That Changed the World. So was that James Hutton, William Smith, Nicholas Steno, or Charles Lyell? All famous historical geologists.
I'll let you know when it's 15 seconds there, Steve.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, I've got a little stopwatch running here, but it's sometimes I keep looking at the screen and back and forth, and I forget to check it. So,
I got the official clock here.
all right, that sounds good.
All right, 15.
Okay, and the answer is William Smith, B. William Smith, known as William Strata Smith, also did a lot of other important geological principles, but that is William Smith's map. Question number three. The Giant's Causeway on the north coast of Northern Ireland is composed of, is that igneous rock, sedimentary rock, or metamorphic rock? So, famous location in Northern Ireland, a geological location, and also for tourists visiting the country. You can see them climbing over the rocks there. It's a famous formation known as the Giant's Causeway. And is that igneous rock, sedimentary rock, or metamorphic rock?
Nice picture.
This is on our list of places to visit with the Geology Club here at Pitt Johnstown. They've already picked a location for this March, going to Morocco.
All right, time's up.
All right, and the answer is that is igneous rock. It's basalt, and that is columnar jointed basalt, one of the more famous exposures of columnar jointed basalt on the Earth. And that's was a liquid basalt flow, a lava flow, and as the basalt cooled, it contracted around cooling centers and formed those polygons, those columns. All right, on to question number four. The feldspar group of minerals, right, all belong to which chemical group? Are the feldspar's phosphate group minerals? Are they halide group minerals? Are they sulfide group minerals or are they silicate group minerals? So these are all the feldspars, the potassium feldspars, the sodium, the plagioclase feldspars, sodium or calcium rich, and then the potassium feldspars. So all of the feldspars, which chemical group do the feldspars belong to? And probably everybody's familiar with the calcium-rich plagioclase feldspar known as labradorite, a beautiful stone that's used for countertops and just decorative stone pieces that people have on display.
All right.
We good, Jerry? All right. And the answer is D. They are all silicates. They all contain silicon and oxygen, silicate group minerals. Everybody's got 4 out of 4 so far, right? We good? All right, question number 5. Which earthquake seismic wave travels through the earth with the greatest velocity? So, whenever an earthquake occurs, there's a series of seismic waves or vibrations that spread out through the earth. Those vibrations are picked up by a seismograph. A seismograph is the machine. A seismogram is the printed record that you see down below here. And depending on where you are on the earth, you pick up sometimes just one or every seismic wave if you're not within a shadow zone. But there's one seismic wave that usually always arrives first at the seismograph. It has the greatest velocity and the ability to travel through any material, liquids, solids, or gases. So it's either the P wave, the S wave, the L wave, or the SP wave. And I'll wait for my official timer to tell me it's ready for the
Go ahead.
answer. We good? And the answer is, I must have clicked. Let me see here. Let's A, the P wave. P stands for primary, and whenever there's an earthquake, a seismograph will pick up the P wave first, unless you're in the P wave shadow zone. But the P wave will travel through the earth with the greatest velocity. All right, number 6. Here's an easy one. I hope everybody gets this. In which U.S. state is this geologic feature located? Is it A, Montana, B, North Dakota, C, Wyoming, or D, California?
This was just on the news this week.
Oh, was it?
I'll tell you after you answer it.
Okay, all right. If you've never visited this geological location, you need to put it on your bucket list and get out there. Meryl and I were out there a couple of years ago, and regardless of how many pictures or video you see of this geological feature, you have no idea of how impressive it is when you drive up to it and walk around the base.
Yep.
You climb the base of this, or you walk up just above the tree line onto the talus slopes that are on the right-hand side there, and this completely blocks out the sky. It is just such an impressive geological feature. We ready to move on, Jerry?
Time's up. Go ahead.
All right, and the answer is Wyoming. This is Devil's Tower in Wyoming, which I believe was the first national monument designated by a president, not a national park, but a national monument. And it's also a sacred site to Native Americans. You go there and you see a lot of prayer ribbons and flags tied to the trees. So,
This was on the news this week because there's a gentleman who has proclaimed that this is a petrified tree.
yes, I have gotten into some serious debates with people over that. A giant tree that was cut down.
One time
Because,
it was 19,000 feet tall.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. The tree was several miles tall, and there was an enormous giant person with a chainsaw that cut it off flat.
Yep. That's right.
So, yep, a giant fossilized tree. So, um, good for number 7.
Yep. Right.
And just a side note, that is igneous rock. It's columnar jointed, and it's believed to be a stock. It's an igneous intrusion that once went up through a large volcanic cone, and the softer rock that formed the volcano has been stripped away and removed by erosion over the millions of years. So here's number 7. Where would you need to go in order to see a caldera? So if you wanted to visit a caldera, where would you go? Number 7, let me check. Okay, so to see a caldera, would you go to an area where there was a large landslide? Would you go to a glacial ice front? And I have a picture of each of these features. Would you go to a large meander in the Mississippi River? Or would you go to a volcano? So where would you need to go in order to see a caldera?
All right. Okay, go ahead.
Very good. And the answer is D, a volcano. A caldera is a large crater opening on a volcano. It's usually where the crater of the volcano or the volcano itself is collapsed in. Calderas can be extremely large. Yellowstone Park is a large caldera complex. And we'll move to number 8. Okay, an example of an ichthofossil. So what would you be looking at if you were looking at an ichthofossil? So an example of an ichthofossil would be A, dinosaur footprints in sedimentary rock, B, a large piece of petrified wood, C, a complete dinosaur fossil in a museum, or D, a trilobite fossil from the Cambrian period. So which one of those 4 choices is an example of an ichthofossil?
Time is up.
Okay, and the answer is A, dinosaur footprints in a sedimentary rock. I see some smiling faces there. It looks like people picked the right answer. Ichno. Ichno comes from what the ancient Greek and Latin. Ichno means footprint or trace or track. So ichnofossils are trace fossils. There's 2 types of fossils. There's trace fossils and body fossils. A trace fossil is the evidence that an organism was there, but we don't have a fossil of the actual organism. So dinosaur footprints. And Jerry mentioned that about the Paluxy River down in Texas and the controversy over human footprints running alongside the dinosaur footprints. So we go to number 9. Number 9, in structural geology, this part of an anticline is called all right, so here's a person for scale, and these rocks have been folded and buckled by the tectonic forces in the crust of the earth. We actually have an anticline here, but we have a syncline here. So there's 2 folds here, but we're looking at Here's the anticline, and we're looking at these rock layers right here. So it's part of the anticline. So in structural geology, what do we call the side of an anticline? And it would also be the same term for the side of a syncline. So in structural geology, is that the axis, the focus, the limb, or the cleavage plane?
Time's up.
Time is up. The answer is limb. The sides of a fold, the sides of a fold of an anticline or a syncline, those are called the limbs. So you have like a left limb and a right limb, or an east limb and a west limb, or whatever direction the limb tends to be on. So we have the limbs of an anticline or the limbs of a syncline. Um, Axis is also a term used in folds. The axis is a line that cuts down through the middle of the fold. All right, and we go to number 10. Number 10, this famous fossil was found in sedimentary rocks that date to the which geological period? And I can tell you the fossil, give you a little bit of background, some help. The fossil was found in a formation of rock known as the Solnhofen limestone in Bavaria, Germany. It was found by workers that were quarrying out the limestone for building stone. And that's one of the first complete ones that was ever found. So what is the age of the sedimentary rocks? The age of that and would also be the age of the fossil. So is it Permian period, Jurassic period, Neogene period, or Triassic period?
Go ahead.
And it is Jurassic. And what is that fossil? That is Archaeopteryx, one of the first complete feathered theropod dinosaurs. The link, which is still called the link between birds and dinosaurs. You can see the feathered pattern on the wings and the tail, and the head is bent back, and it's fairly complete. And that dates to the Jurassic period. So Archaeopteryx, archaeo meaning ancient, and pteryx meaning wing. So ancient wing. And since the discovery of this one, there have been several more discovered at other locations on the Earth. But the Solnhofen limestone has produced a lot of feathered reptilian bird fossils. All right, number 11. The word tsunami comes from the Japanese and means, what is the translation of tsunami? And the photograph that you see there, that's the tsunami actually washing over the barrier wall in a Japanese town during the great earthquake that took place off the coast of Japan. And I should have written the date down, and that currently escapes me. It was 2007, 2008, maybe not quite that long ago. One of the strongest earthquakes on record. So tsunami comes from the Japanese. Does it mean A, violent event, B, harbor wave, C, tidal surge, or D, terrible current? So the word tsunami.
Go ahead.
Harbor wave. So tsunami means harbor wave. The energy of the earthquake and the movement of the seafloor forms a pulse and a bulge in the ocean water, and that's intensified when the water is flows into a restricted harbor, and that creates the tsunami. So harbor wave. All right, we'll go to number 12. Mineral number 8 on the Mohs hardness scale. So we have the Mohs hardness scale with the 10 minerals. Which one is mineral number 8? Is it corundum, feldspar, quartz, or topaz?
Go ahead.
We good? All right. And the answer is topaz. Topaz is 8, corundum is 9, and diamond is 10. Quartz is 7, feldspar is 6. So when we get to 15, we'll take a short break, give you a chance to see how you're doing. We'll see how people are doing before we get to the last 10 questions. So number 13. All right, 13, a geologist specializing in limnology would be studying, and I have a picture showing each of these choices. So if you're a geologist and you're involved in studying or working in limnology, what would you be studying? Are you studying A, cave formation, B, soils and their origin, C, freshwater lakes, or D, ocean currents? So a limnologist, what would they be studying? Yes. A limnologist or the study of limnology.
All right.
We good? And the answer is C, freshwater lakes, or any freshwater body, lakes, ponds, rivers, streams.
I did not know that,
It's an interesting specialty in geology.
but I got it right.
Oh, very good. Very good. All right, number 14. And this was the question during the introduction, my original question was, what was the name of the object? What name did we give to the large object that struck the Earth, that we believe struck the Earth and caused the creation or the formation of the moon? And Jerry talked about that. I should have left the question up. It would have been neat to see who was paying attention. So I changed it. So number 14 is now, what is the oldest or first geologic eon on the geologic time scale? So if you have a complete geological time scale that lists the eons, the eras, the periods, the epochs, the stages, the ages, the stages, what is the oldest in the history of the Earth? What is the oldest named time sequence? Is it the Hadean, the Proterozoic, the Cambrian, or the Archean?
Time's up.
All right, and the answer is the Hadean. So the earliest time on the Earth from 4.6 billion years ago to 4 billion years ago is called the Hadean, and it's named after Hades, the underworld, because during the Hadean, the Earth still had a molten surface and was still forming. No life yet on the Earth. Continents and the oceans and plate tectonics was just getting set up, and we call that the Hadean. So here's, we'll go to question 15, then we'll take a short break, take a breather. So question 15, Identify this well-known Earth scientist. And he's sitting, I can give you a little bit of a hint. Uh, there's some black and white photographs on the wall behind him of his expedition to Greenland. And I believe that is him. And some other photographs. And he was famous for his very ornate meerschaum pipes made from serpentine rock. And who is that? Is that Charles Richter? Is it Harry Hess? Is it Alfred Wegener or Edward Cope?
Go ahead.
And the answer is that is Alfred Wegener. All right. So we'll take a short break here and I'll just tell you a little bit about, well, Charles Richter is the famous seismologist at Caltech that, close to 100 years ago now, came up with the Richter scale to measure the strength of an earthquake. Harry Hess is the oceanographer that came up with first proposed seafloor spreading along mid-ocean ridges. Edward Cope is a famous paleontologist that described a lot of species of dinosaurs and was involved in the famous bone wars with Marsh over fighting over who could discover the most dinosaurs. And Cope is probably most famous for receiving a fossil of a large plesiosaur in Elasmosaurus, and he assembled the skeleton and had a huge public showing and had the fossil up on the stage and published a monograph, a paper on it. And he invited hundreds of people to see this new fossil that was discovered and he assembled. And when they opened the curtain, the other paleontologists, including Marsh, sitting in the audience, looked at it, and he put the skull on the wrong end. He had the skull of the plesiosaur on the tail, and to this day, no one can figure out how he could make such an anatomical mistake. So he actually put the head on the opposite end, and you can still find diagrams of that. The papers that he published, thousands of copies went out with the dinosaur shown, this marine reptile with the head on the wrong end, and he tried to call them all back. And today, that paper is worth quite a bit of money if you can find an original paper from Cope that has the head on the wrong end. So that's Alfred Wegener. And of course, he took numerous expeditions up to Greenland and the North Pole and continental drift. And of course, he perished in Greenland on one of his expeditions. They simply never came back to the home base, and he disappeared along with the rest of his expedition. And his brother, offhand, I can't remember the name of his brother, but Wegener's brother raised money, and a year or two later went to Greenland and found Alfred Wegener frozen to death in a tent, buried under snow and ice, and he left them there. They cut out huge blocks of ice and snow, and they built a tomb, a mausoleum over Wegener's body and tent, and they left him up there on the ice. He felt his brother would want to stay up there. And to this day, Alfred Wegener's still buried under the ice and snow somewhere up in Greenland. So, how are we doing? Does anyone have more than 10 correct? You can unmute and let us know. Anybody have a score of 10 or higher? Uh-oh. How about 9? 9 correct?
We are at 11. We just counted.
Oh, 11. That's good. Anybody top 11?
Larry said in the chat that he's got 13.
Oh, okay. I'm not looking at the chat, but that's great. Okay. Yeah,
Oh, and Deb
13.
has 11 as well. She says they're lucky guesses, though.
Well,
I would
hey,
have 9 if I hadn't used my lucky guesses or my
okay.
backup.
So maybe with the maybe with the last 10, we'll do some phone a friends or eliminate one of the choices like they do on that show. So,
I
all
got
right. So we have
13.
an 11. We got a 13. What was that, Jerry?
I got 13.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's good. That's good. But we should disqualify you. We could still send you a prize because you're responsible for all this,
No, they're going.
bringing everybody together and running the Zoom rock room. So,
They're going out.
all right. So, okay. So let's go to number 16. Here's 16. I think this was the topic of a Zoom rock room last year.
I believe so.
I think it was. So, question number 16, there's a long explanation there, but it says while at Bryn Mawr College, she became the first woman geologist to be hired by the U.S. Geological Survey in 1896. Her doctoral dissertation explored the origin of the Appalachian Mountains, where she showed that rocks previously believed to be sediments were in fact lava flows that had undergone metamorphosis. She continued working for the USGS until retirement in 1936 at 74 years old, and parts of her research are still referenced today. So, is that A, Florence Bascom? Is it B, Tanya Atwater? C, Inga Lehman? Or D, Marcia McNutt? And all four of those ladies, all four of those names are actual women geologists who made significant contributions to the science of geology. Um, so we'll do an elimination here. So I'll eliminate one of the answer choices and we'll drop it down to three. So I can tell you it's not B. It's not Tanya Atwater or Atwater. Tanya Atwater was a famous geologist that did work in plate tectonics. So it's either A, C, or D.
Okay, knock it out.
And the answer is Florence Bascom. And I'm pretty sure, Jerry, I might have missed that night, but I'm pretty sure that was one of your rock room
She and
presentations. Yeah.
Anna
Hmm.
Anna Stonis was her partner.
Oh, okay. All right. Number 17. Here's a 3D diagram of hot magma and some lava, igneous intrusions, and they are labeled, and everybody can see the diagram. What is the name given to the mushroom-shaped igneous intrusion shown at the letter C? So this mushroom-shaped igneous intrusion, the magma has worked its way up vertically through the rock and then squeezed between the layers and uplifted the layers. It's created like an upward bulge. So a little different from this one here. This one's more planar. And this mushroom-shaped intrusion, is that a stock, a laccolith, a dike, or a conduit?
Carry on.
And that is a laccolith. A laccolith is a mushroom-shaped intrusion that forms from magma working its way vertically and then squeezing between the layers. And there's some famous laccoliths. I know there's one in Montana and one in Wyoming where the overlying rock layers have actually been eroded away, and you can climb this hill. Uh, you can't see the feeder below it, but there's this rounded hill of igneous rock that used to be a subsurface laccolith. All right, number 18. Same diagram, but now we're looking at number 1 up here on the surface, and you can see what's happening here. So what specific rock might you expect to find forming at letter I? So right here, so you can see what geologic event is taking place here. And if you were to walk over to this, what rock would you see forming? Would that be granite, schist, sandstone, or basalt?
Go ahead.
And the answer is D, basalt. Um, this is an active erupting volcano. So the magma, once it reaches the surface, is now termed lava. So we have a lava flow. The lava is going to crystallize and solidify and crystallize. And one of the most common extrusive igneous rocks formed by volcanic eruptions is basalt. Granite would form if the magma cooled off down here in the larger batholith. Schist is metamorphic, and sandstone could be one of these other layers, the sedimentary layers. So, number 19. Um, which of these minerals listed, the picture is a lot of different minerals, but which of these minerals is an oxide group mineral? An oxide. Is it A, corundum, B, pyrite, C, fluorite, or D, gypsum? So minerals are classified according to their chemical composition. There's silicates, oxides, sulfates, sulfides, carbonates. So which of these four minerals is an oxide? It's actually a simple oxide rather than a complex oxide. And there is a picture of it. Here's your clue. It's right there. So you can see my cursor, right, Jerry?
Yep.
Oh, okay. So when I copied this picture, I didn't realize that, but I'm pretty sure that's it right there.
Go
So
ahead. Okay.
the answer mineral, all right, and it is corundum. Corundum is an oxide mineral. Chemical formula Al2O3, aluminum and oxygen. And number 20. All right. Which principle of geology is illustrated by this diagram? Um, Usually in all our introductory geology courses, we talk about the basic principles of geology. And if you have a sequence of rock layers that are stacked up on top of each other, the youngest rock layer, the last one to form, is on top, and the oldest one is at the bottom, unless they've been flipped over. And there's a term for this in geology. Is it A, lateral continuity? Is it B, included fragments? C, cross-cutting relationships? Or D, superposition? And in geology, it's one of the fundamental principles. It was actually laid out by a Danish geologist by the name of Nikolai Steno. It's what's one of Steno's laws.
Okay.
And it is superposition. The law or principle of superposition is one of the fundamental concepts in geology. It tells us that unless the layers are tipped or flipped over or deformed in a sequence of rock layers, the oldest layer, the first one that formed, is always at the bottom. Number 21. Which geologic period is named for the large quantities of chalk rock laid down at this time in Western Europe? And natural chalk is a sedimentary rock composed of microscopic shells. And the picture there, that's the White Cliffs of Dover, famous exposure of chalk along the coast of England. And that dates back to which geologic period? The geologic period is actually comes from the Greek, which means chalk. Is it the A, Devonian, B, Carboniferous, C, Cretaceous, or D, Ordovician?
Okay.
And the answer is C, Cretaceous. The Cretaceous. The Cretaceous is the age of the great chalk deposits, and also the final geological period of the dinosaurs. Number 22. What term is used to describe the intersecting pattern of diagonal lines within this layer of sandstone? So, in this layer of sandstone, we see these intersecting patterns of little diagonal lines, and the diagonal lines are going in different directions. These lines are kind of pointing to the right, and over here they're pointing to the left, and here they're pointing to the left, and you get all these little layers of diagonal lines, and you could see some of these layers. The hammer's about 12 inches, so we're probably looking at about 24 inches of rock layer there, maybe a little bit more. But these little diagonal lines within sedimentary rocks, it's a common feature. Is that A, slicken sides? Is it B, cross bedding? Is it C, joint fractures? Or is it D, attenuation? See this quite a bit here around Johnstown.
Go ahead.
And the answer is cross bedding. So cross bedding, when we see these little diagonal lines in sedimentary rock layers, that means that the sediment was deposited under the influence of a current. It can either be wind, blown by wind, or carried by water. And these are water deposited sediments. And the way that you interpret these is the direction that the diagonal lines slope down was the current direction. So we often see this in like stream deposits and tidal deposits. And so that's 22, cross bedding. And number 23, by volume, the largest layer within the earth is, what is the largest layer within the earth by volume? Is it the A, the inner core, B, the outer core, C, the lithosphere, or D, the mantle? So what is the largest layer within the earth?
Go ahead.
And the answer is the mantle. The mantle layer is the largest layer by volume. The lithosphere is not labeled on here, but that includes the crust of the earth and part of the upper mantle, the thinnest layer. Ooh, what happened there? There we go. Oh, here's 24. And I stuck myself in this picture because I was there. So the large picture was taken a couple of weeks ago, and the location where this picture was taken is where I'm standing. And wasn't as big of an eruption, but this was at night. That was about 11 o'clock at night, and it was an awesome sight to see. The erupting, this is Kilauea on the big island of Hawaii. Pretty much the most active volcano on the surface of the earth. So Kilauea volcano on the big island of Hawaii is an example of what type of volcano is Kilauea? Is it a shield volcano? Is it a pyroclastic cinder cone? Is it a stratovolcano or a composite volcano? And Kilauea has been especially active over the last year. Some of these lava fountains are approaching 1,300 feet in height. And here's a really good example of a caldera. The caldera at Kilauea, I believe, is 4.5 miles across.
Okay.
And the answer is A, it's a shield volcano. The volcanoes on Hawaii, Kilauea, Mauna Loa, Mauna Kea, are all shield volcanoes. Cinder cone, pyroclastic cinder cone, is a actual type of volcano. So are strato and composite volcanoes. You can use either term. This is actually the same. A composite volcano is a stratovolcano made up of alternating layers of lava and ash. And we move to the very last question. Everyone's probably saying, oh, thank goodness. All right. So, how much of the original amount of a radioactive element will remain after 4 half-life decay time intervals? So this is probably the hardest question I think I've asked you. And in my physical geology class and historical geology class, we spend a lot of time on radiometric dating, how we determine the age of rocks using uranium to lead and potassium to argon. So half-life, the decay time, the amount of time it takes a radioactive material to become non-radioactive, or half of it, is what's known as the half-life time, and that varies. So, and it's always the same. So how much of the original amount of a radioactive element will remain after 4 half-life decay time intervals? If any of you have ever had an MRI or a CAT scan where they've used radioactive iodine and injected you with radioactive iodine, you've experienced this. The radioactive iodine that they inject you with has a relatively short half-life, and it begins to disintegrate within hours, and you can actually track that if you have a Geiger counter. And that's our last question.
Time's up.
Time is up, and the final answer is 1/16th. And the way that you figure that out is if you start with 1, the entire amount, it goes to 1/2, then to 1/4, then to 1/8, and then to 1/16th. So to get to 1/16th, you have to reduce something 4 times. So that's 4 half-lives. And that is the end of our geological quiz. So we're excited to hear the scores. So you can put them in the chat, or let's see, I guess I can open the chat here too. I can look at it.
Deb Bright got 16.
Yeah, we got a 16. We have 13. We got an oops. We got butt drag fossils. Oh, we got a 20. That's awesome. A 22. Wow. Larry's got a 22.
Larry has a 22. Okay.
So let's see. Can anyone top a 22? So 22 looks like first place. That's Larry, right?
Yep.
And then what do we got? Ken and Mary is at a 20.
Ken and Mary got a 20.
Okay, so 20 is Ken and Mary. That looks like second place.
Deb Bright has 16.
And Deb Bright has a 16. 999. Deb Bright. Okay, so 16 is Deb.
Oh, Renee got 15.
Oh, Renee has a 15.
I'm sorry, she has 9.
Oh, 9.
Yeah, not quite. Along with my second guesses, I would have had 15.
We should give away a prize. Maybe we'll give away a prize for the lowest score.
That I would probably get. You had me even questioning my own field at one point.
We can do that. So, all right. So we'll just double check. It looks like Larry with the 22, then Ken and Mary with the 20, and Deb Bright with the 16.
Yep.
Are we correct?
Yep.
Okay. So do I need to show the prize again? Larry, do you want a prize? And which one do you want?
Wow. I must say, I'm very happy with how I did here. It's been a while since I've had classes in this, but I was thinking of maybe either the amethyst or was it that one that was that you polished as like a pilbara, like the
Oh,
iron
the
layer,
tiger iron.
the tiger iron. Either one of
Ti-
those would be great.
Tiger iron from the Pilbara region of Australia. It's one of the oldest banded iron formations on the Earth, and it's got really nice chatoyancy in it.
Hmm.
And I actually, it's cut. It's cut on both sides, and I polished it and also sprayed it, overcoated it. So, would you like
Hmm.
that?
Sure, that sounds
All
good.
right.
Thank you.
So, let me write that down. All right. So, Tiger Iron and Ken and Mary. We've
I
got,
don't, I don't
we got,
remember the choices.
well, we got amethyst. We have the marble with pyrite. We've got a large Moroccan trilobite. We have the Oriodont bone, little bone collection in a bag, Oriodont from the Brule Formation in Nebraska. There's a piece of jawbone and tooth in there too. There's
Oh, I think we'll go with the amethyst. Mary likes the amethyst.
okay, you got it. So
We can
Okay,
do,
cool.
we can do either one. We can do dinner.
amethyst, all right, and then Deb. So we've got the amethyst and the pilbara spoken for. So we got the ammonite with the suture pattern Deb, and we got the marble and chalcopyrite. You know, we've got Oriodont bone and the trilobite. Okay.
Thinking hard.
Is Deb with us? Deb, trilobite?
You
Am-
said trilobite.
oh, you want the trilobite? Okay. Trilobite. Sounds good. Okay. So let me how do I get out of this?
You
Well,
want me to?
nope. There we
You want
go.
them to?
Stop.
You want them to send me their addresses or what?
We could do it either way. You can if you don't want to put your address up in the chat, why don't you send I can give them I can give you my email address. I'll
Okay,
put my email address down here in the chat and you can email me. How's that? Does that work, Jerry?
that's fine.
All right.
That was a great quiz. I got 23 right.
Ah, all right. There's my email address, minerlight@atlanticbb.net. So Larry, Ken, and Deb, yeah, send me an email with your address and I'll get them out to you by Saturday. So now I've got them written down here on who gets what. So I
That was a great quiz.
hope you enjoyed it. I hope it wasn't too difficult. So
Well, it was difficult, but it was the
oh,
most lovely quiz I've seen in a while. So nicely done.
Yes,
thank
very
you.
nice.
Thank you. So
Yeah.
And there was some lucky guesses, of course, but
I actually had here, let me show you. I had is it showing up? Can you see it again?
Yep.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I had just in case of a tie.
Oh,
There's the end. Let's find out how we all did. I forgot to show that. Here's the this was the tiebreaker question.
Huh.
In case there was a tie,
Hmm.
Mm.
is gold a mineral? Hmm. And the answer is yes. Yes.
sure.
Yep. It's a native element. Native element. It's in the category of a native element. Gold, silver, iron, sulfur. And here was the other, in case I needed a second tiebreaker, this was the second tiebreaker question. The largest extinction event in the history of the Earth took place at the end of this geologic period. Um, it's often known as the Great Dying. 97% of all living things on the Earth perished. And it's not the one most people think. It's not the asteroid that killed off the dinosaurs. It's 252 million years ago. It's the Permian, the end of the Permian period, the Great Permian Dying. At least 95, 96% of all living things on the Earth disappeared. And then here was this was my final, in case I needed to go to a third tiebreaker. So, geologist Charles Walcott discovered this. What did Charles Walcott, who went on to become the chief geologist of the United States Geological Survey, Charles Walcott.
Was that the Burgess Shale?
Yes, the Burgess Shale. The Burgess Shale. And if you want to read a really, really, really wonderful book, Wonderful Life. Wonderful Life by Stephen Jay Gould, the paleontologist, is the story of the Burgess Shale and the discovery of the Burgess Shale. The interesting thing about this is in later years, Charles Walcott's wife claims she actually made the discovery because they were on horseback going up the trail in the mountains, and there was a rock slide that blocked the trail, and she claims that she got off the horse first and walked up to the rocks, and she looked down, she saw the trilobite fossils in the shale, and she said, Charles, you better come over here and look at this. And but of course he took the credit for it. So we're not exactly sure of that, but so there we go. Jerry, thank you very much. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you for putting all of that together.
Yeah, and you have
Yeah,
it
well,
recorded. You have it recorded, so
Yep.
people feel free to feel free to copy it and download it and use it if you want. And yeah, so
I
well
actually
done, Steve.
I actually have a picture of Charles Walcott's shipping trunk that I can
oh
try to share with you next time,
yeah,
if I remember.
I have one of his uh, at a used bookstore. Oh, maybe 25 or 30 years ago, I found one of his original monographs, one of
Oh,
his little USGS publications, the Lower Cambrian fauna of the North American continent, and it's got all this little. It's like a little 25 or 30 page publication. It's got all his sketches of all his little line drawings of the Cambrian trilobites from the Burgess Shale, and yeah, so yep.
okay.
You made you made me want to take one of your classes, but not one of your tests.
Oh well, I have a 3-night class coming up in January on a Wednesday, 3 Wednesday evenings. It's kind of like a filler between Ollie's first, between their fall and spring semester, and it's on the evolution of dinosaurs to birds, or the
Oh,
link
wow.
between dinosaurs to birds. So it's 3 Wednesday evenings, and you have to join the Ollie network, which Jerry's real familiar with, and mine is through Pitt, Maine campus, but I teach it just like this from home on Zoom. And I just finished a 4-week class on the atmosphere and weather. So, but that's coming up in January, dinosaurs to birds. So,
Cool. All right, I just want to finish off the night with some of you have been reading Facebook things about the 3-eye Atlas object out there, which is proclaimed to be a interstellar comet that has come from outside of our solar system and just is passing through. It's the third one that's been ever found. And of course, science fiction writers are making all kinds of stories about this. Anything you can imagine about science fiction, they've written about it. And there is no danger or to Earth. It's not even coming toward Earth. It's gonna It's going to miss us by what 1.3 astronomical units, which is not 1.3 times 93 million miles. And it's simply going to be going out past Mars's orbit and leave our solar system. But don't believe anything that you're reading as far as that it's breaking up. Or the other day they said it behind the sun that it released all these baby ones and baby rockets, and they're flying toward Earth. Uh,
The aliens are coming to take us home, Jerry. Come on. You gotta be a believer. Drink the Kool-Aid.
they could take us out to supper or something, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, just don't get carried away with believing any of this because it's not true at all. So that's my that's my word. Um, why are cats excellent bosses? They have good leadership. Leadership.
Uh,
Jeez.
that was not quite perfect, Jerry.
So I had to throw that one in also. Uh,
What's the quarry behind you, Jerry? What's that location?
that's the Kinsley Quarry in York, where all the big calcite crystals have been pulled out, like 6 inches in diameter, which you
Hmm.
can't get into anymore. Collectors can't, put it that way.
Hmm.
Did they put the footprint back in the Gettysburg Park?
What's that?
Uh,
Oh,
the- Somebody sold that footprint.
no, the footprint is still in the possession of the national parks because of the close down, the close
Oh,
government closed down. So it's still sitting in the building someplace. It will be put back up sometime down the road. Since then, there's been a wall knocked over at Devil's Den. Looks like somebody backed into the wall and didn't report it. Uh, and
Yeah, I
then, of
saw
course,
that.
the first vandalism was the monument up at Little Round Top got vandalized before the dinosaur footprint got um, maybe attempted uh, lifted. Somebody obviously did use a big instrument to dislodge the rock, but the rock was too heavy to carry away, and it fell over the back of the bridge, and luckily did not break. It's all intact. They just need to put it back into the in its place.
Hmm.
So I think they only have one
Yeah.
ranger working up there anytime, every day. So um, if you see something, if you're at Gettysburg and you see something, please report it to the local police. Uh, uh, we're the best eyes. All right, Renee, what do you think? You got anything to say?
Not offhand.
Don't have anything to say.
You got me speechless for a change. That's amazing.
I I do, Jerry.
Okay.
I would like to say I found a mystery series. I'm a mystery fan. It's a mystery series. It's called Help, Jerry, Forensic Geology.
Yes.
I didn't even know that was such a thing. There's 6 books in the series, and the first one is Quicksilver by a woman named Dwiggins, Dwiggins. So I promptly bought the first two because, as I sent to Jerry, I'd never heard of such a thing.
Yep. We actually dealt with a case a number of years ago. Local Yorker, the York locals might remember. I don't know how many years ago it was, 10 or 15 years ago. There was a boy, a young boy abducted from his home in Metro Philadelphia. Dad was actually from York County, and they're not sure. Still don't know what happened to the boy, but the boy disappeared. Um, Number of days were spent over in Lancaster County along the river. Police really felt that the father dumped the boy's body either in the woods or on the hillside or in the river. But anyway, his one shoe was found. The boy's shoe was found, and it had dirt on it, and the dirt had to be analyzed. We actually analyzed the dirt to determine if the dirt came from that hillside or if it was from another place. So we had to look at the mineral composition of the dirt. Did it match what's at very close to Chickies Rock or not? Uh, and make a recommendation to help the police along. As far as I know, that case was never resolved. I don't think they ever concluded what happened to the boy. Besides that, he's obviously not has not appeared. So yeah, forensic geology is really a cool little science, and I know several other cases of people that have done things with forensic down in Shenandoah National Forest. There was a case that I'm acquainted with too. One last note just came to me. We're missing one of our regular members tonight, Melanie Anderson Smith, from Fayetteville area, and her sister fell the other morning when I believe it was Sunday night. Her sister in Western Pennsylvania fell and broke her hip, and is in was in a Pittsburgh hospital for surgery. But Melanie went out there to stay with her sister for as long as it's going to take. So keep Melanie and that family in your prayer. Her sister's not as healthy as Melanie is, so there's some little concern there that hopefully this will not hurt her sister real bad. But she did. I was supposed to see Melanie on Tuesday with something else, but she had to cancel that. So anyway, y'all have a good couple of weeks. We'll see. Actually, we'll see you in 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. So I have my turkey feathers here. I can show everybody. So, all right, Renee, you gonna say goodbye?
Yeah, well,
Bye.
take care. We'll see everybody in 2 weeks. Enjoy the end of fall.
If you want to check out the video, it's going to be on jonesgeo.us under Zoom Rock Rooms here in less than 1 hour.
See you, Larry.
So we'll see ya.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thanks again,
Made
Steve.
it. Made it, Jerry.
Yeah, I see that.